Hi everyone. Today in this video we are going to understand what is OAuth 2.0 framework and how OAuth 2 works. So in this video we are going to understand the reasons why OAuth 2 is the most popular nowadays and how it is widely getting used in modern applications to handle login and authorization securely. Now let us first understand what is OAuth 2 framework. So it's an open standard authorization framework, or we can call a protocol, that allows a website or application to access protected resources, and these are the resources which are hosted by some other web apps on behalf of a user. And while accessing these resources, the application does not need to provide or share user credentials, which is the most important thing in OAuth 2. Now let us understand why we should go for OAuth 2, and these are some notable points we need to know about. Like, it does not require the password sharing. With the user token we can access the protected resource. Next, like, it provides the granular permissions, only what we authorize. Like, there are level of permissions and accordingly the resource will get access. For example, some user has limited permission to access files and folders, whereas some other user has full control, full access to access the files and folders and write to files or access the full drive. So likewise we can maintain the level of permissions up to granular level, and this is possible with the help of OAuth 2 framework. Next is revocable, like once the access is given can be revoked any time for any user, which is the most important thing. With this we can maintain the access very efficiently, manage the access very efficiently with this feature. This is the most important feature, because with this we can revoke any user's access anytime. Next, it is widely supported. So this is the most important thing. Like, this authorization framework OAuth 2 is the most popular and a trending, which is the best among the authorization framework and is widely getting used among the modern web apps. So that's the reason it comes under the must know thing or the category. So by now we have well understood what is OAuth 2 and why we should go for that. Now let us go beyond the definition and let us understand OAuth 2 more in detail. Let us understand one scenario that user wants to access his resources. Now user can directly access the resources. What is the risk in accessing the resources directly? Like, the resources can be accessed by some invalid users. So that is the risk, and to avoid that risk, we need to protect the resources. And that is where our resource server comes into the picture, which will help us to protect our resources. Now, in this whole process, the resource server is not capable to protect the resources by its own. It will need some help from some other actors or players who will play their job very well in this whole process to protect the resources. Now let us understand what are all players which are playing their roles in this whole process of OAuth 2. So first is a user, next is a client application, next is the authorization server, and finally we have our resource server. So let us understand one by one. So what is a user? Like, user is a resource owner, the user who owns the data. So user is the most important player or actor for which we are doing this whole job of protecting resources. This is the sole owner of the protected resources who want to access the resource. Next is the client application. So this is the application which is accessing which is requesting the access. Like, the user will not directly access the resource, rather it will go through the channel through client application and authorize the user and then get the access to the protected resource. So in this channel the user will get help of the client application for requesting the access. Next is authorization server. This is the component or the server which will provide the tokens to the client application after successfully authenticating the user. Next is a resource server, which will host the protected resources. This is the place where all our protected resources will reside in. So these are all the important actors and the roles of them which they are playing very efficiently in this whole process of OAuth2. So in real practice, most of the time we can use a single server for authorization server and resource server. So by now we have well understood what are the different actors and what different roles they are playing in this whole process of OAuth2. Now let us understand our main important point in this video, that is how OAuth2 works. So we have an client application. What does it mean by the client application? Can any random application be a client application? No. To be a client application, the application has to register with the authorization server by calling the register endpoint of the authorization server. So this is the first step, that the client application has to register with the authorization server. Next, post successful registration, the authorization server will send back some response with some detail to the client. And what are those details? Like it will provide client ID, client secret, and redirect URI. So these are the sample response the authorization server will send back to the client application. Next, like user will not directly authorize himself by interacting with the authorization server, rather it will go through the channel. And what is that channel? Like user will first interact with our client by call, and client application will further interact with the authorization server by calling the authorize endpoint of the authorization server. And this is the signature of the request, get request, what client will send to the authorization server. So here it will mention the response type, which is the code. What is that mean? This is the grant type. We can mention the code. So there are different grant types. So accordingly, OAuth2 will process the request. So based on the grant type. So next is the client ID, redirect URI. So client ID and redirect URI, which we have got from the authorization server, that we are sending in this request. And scope and state we can mention. So this is the request signature which we are passing from the client application to the authorization server by calling the authorization endpoint of the authorization server. So this is simply, we are just authorizing the user from client application to the authorization server. Next, like authorization server will present the user the login form, wherein the user will provide its credentials like username and password. And next, the login form will get submitted. So there are two possibilities, like user may valid or may not valid. If the user credentials are authenticated and if it is a valid user, in that case, the authorization server will send back the authorization code to the client. This authorization code is a temporary code which will get sent from the authorization server to the client. And this is the signature of the authorization code, how it will send back to the client, and you can see that code sample. Next, the client application will extract that authorization code which has received from the authorization server in our previous step, and next it will post that authorization code to the auth server by calling the token endpoint. Basically, now client application wants the token by passing the authorization code to the authorization server. Next, the authorization server will validate that authorization code which it has received from the client application, and if it is valid, then the authorization server will send back the token to the client application. Now, this is the access token which will receive by the client, and this is the signature of the token. You can see this is the access token, token type, expires in refresh token, and ID token. So all these details it will mention in the response. Now finally the client has received the access token. It will extract the access token and post to the authorization server to access the protected resources. Now the token access token, it will send in the headers, and the authorization server will validate that token, and finally it will allow the client application to access the protected resource post validating the access token. So this is how the user will finally access the protected resource which resides inside the resource server. So this is the whole flow of the how OAuth2 works, and we have covered each and every step of how OAuth2 works, and what all activities it will do, what all players and what all roles they will perform in this whole process. Now in this scenario, we have received the access token. Using that access token, we are accessing the protected resources. Now the thing is that like access token has an expiry, and even the auth server will revoke that access token for some reason. So in that case, how the client application will behave, like in this scenario, our client application has already received the refresh token in our previous step. Now this time the client application will make a fresh request to the authorization server setting grant type as a refresh token. With that, the authorization server will know that now the client application need one new token. That's why it has sent the refresh token as a grant type. Now the authorization server will process the request and send back the new token to the client. Now that client will use that token, which is a long-lived, and then it will access the protected resources. So this is the whole process of how OAuth2 works. I hope you must have enjoyed this, and I will request you all, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share, and please help me to grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching this.